Hello grade 4s, I hope you are all well. This week Mrs. Latergan and I have integrated English and geography. We know you are going to enjoy this section of map work. Today we are going to focus on symbols and keys. The information and activities below are from your Platinum Social Sciences textbook. Read through page 27 and then complete activity 5 and 6 on a piece of paper or at the back of your life skills book. Activity 6 is linked to the map of Smart Town on page 29. Symbols and keys. Let's first look at the new words in the blue block on the left. What is a symbol? A simple picture or letter that has a special meaning on a map. What is a key? A list on a map that explains what symbols on the map mean. People who make maps draw symbols onto their maps to show where things are. For example, a little star may show a police station. Symbols are simple pictures or letters that have special meaning on a map. They make it easier to draw and read maps. Maps usually have a key. The key lists and explains all the symbols used on the map. Have a look at the key on the left and familiarize yourself with the symbol and what it stands for. And then have a look at those symbols in Orange Town and see if you can identify them. When you are done, complete activities 5 and 6. Today, which is Tuesday, you are going to learn about grid references. Watch the 2 videos from yesterday again. Refresh your memory about symbols and keys and grid references. Today we are going to focus on grid references. The information and activities on the slides to follow are from your Platinum Social Sciences textbook, which are on pages 30 to 32. Read the information on page 30 very carefully before you do activities 7, 8 and 9 on slides 5 and 6. I'm going to read through this page with you, but when I'm done, read through it again and make sure that you understand everything that you read. On the left-hand side, we have the blue block with new words. Grid, a pattern of straight lines that cross over each other to form blocks. Grid references, those are the numbers and letters on a grid. If you look below the new words, you will see a braille grid. And we call it a braille grid because of the pattern made by the wires as they cross each other. And your map grid looks very similar. So what is the concept of alphanumeric grid references? A grid is a pattern of straight lines that are drawn over a map. Grids help us find places on a map. A map with a grid has lines that are drawn over it. The spaces between the lines are given numbers along the top and letters down the side of the map. These numbers and letters give grid references. Grid references help you to find a place on a map. Remember, what you are looking at now is a simple map. It is small and it is easy to see where everything is. But if you get a huge map that you lay out and try and find out where things are, we need to have grid references to help us to find these places. Reading and giving grid references on a simple large-scale map. To find any place on a map, you look along the side and top to get the number and letter of the block. For example, A2 or B3. If we look at the grid below, we will see, if we read from the left, letters are written in the spaces between the lines down the side of the page. Above, we have the numbers which are written in the spaces between the lines along the top of the page. If we have a look to see where the house is, if we go along the left, we see it is in A, and if we run our finger along the top, we'll see it is in grid 3. If we put the 2 together, it is A3. To find the trees, if we run our finger down the left-hand side along the A to D, we will find that that is in C, and if we run our finger along the top, it is 5. If we bring our fingers together and they meet, we will find that the trees are on C5. On the next 2 slides, you will find the activities that have been set aside for today. Hello grade 4s, Today is Wednesday, 10 June. Today we are going to do the English component of our English and Geography week. You will see below that this is task 1. Being Wednesday, we are doing task 1 and task 2. The first task you need to complete in your blue book on page 126. This is your second task for the day. Give your work a heading and a date, then complete the following sections. Number 1, write down all the nouns in sentence 1 on page 126. Number 2, rewrite the following sentences in the past tense. A. Jabu lives in a big house. B. The ice cream van is white. C. Thanking buys an ice cream. Number 3. Rewrite the following sentences in the future tense. A. Tandi turns left at the gate. B. The post office opens early every morning. C. I see the red post box. Number 4. Use one of the following conjunctions to join the following sentences. But, and, because. A. Jabu turns left, then he turns right. B. Tandi stops the ice cream van. She wants to buy an ice cream. C. Jabu gets to the post office. It is closed. Hello grade 4s. Today is Thursday. We are giving you Thursday and Friday to complete task 3. Give your work a date and a title to your story. Use the picture on page 126 in your blue book to write a story. Look at the picture for interesting ideas first. Your story should be planned around a mind map. It must consist of 3 paragraphs, a beginning, a middle, and a conclusion. The beginning and conclusion should each have only 2 to 3 short sentences. Remember to mention the characters, setting, and the plot in your beginning paragraph. Include adjectives to make your story more interesting. Colors are adjectives too. Remember to make use of conjunctions where possible. Use a color pencil to edit your final draft. Grade 4s, when you get to this slide, you would have finished your work for the week. I've also included, but not in the PowerPoint, some fun activities that you can work through to see if you understand symbols, keys, and references. There are 3 different grid reference maps to do with treasure hunts, which you can work through. When you are done with this, you may actually want to design your own treasure map or your own treasure hunt. You could do this for your garden or even in the house. When it is finished, you can ask somebody in your house to actually work through the treasure hunt to see if what you've put together makes sense. Have fun